उठा के लाएगा।
ईश्वर का शपथ लेता हूँ
लेती हूँ
कि मैं भारत का प्रभुता
और अखंडता अक्षुण्ण रखूंगी रखूंगी। मैं बिहार के मुख्यमंत्री के रूप में
नीमा बाबू साथ काहे नहीं रखते थे? हाँ,
श्रद्धा पूर्वक
साथ नहीं रख सकता था, उसको बिहार के माथा पर बैठा दिया।
पुरानी भारतीय गूंगी गुड़िया बन के हर फैसले पे और लगाएगी बस।
याद है ना, राजनीति में गूंगी गुड़िया किसे कहा गया है?
These two teams love to meet at the Euro finals. This is the third consecutive Euro finals where they come face to face. And this is the first time they meet in a knockout of the tournament. So it should make for interesting viewing. It is Croatia and Spain that we are talking about. Two teams who started off this tournament in a manner that had their fans worried. But then in the final group games, brought on the old school charm, scoring 8 goals between them. And the confidence in the fans must have definitely grown. Croatia, with 2 changes in their squad, go with a 4-3-3. One of the changes up front, Perisic, of course, missing out from this match day. Rebic starts in his place. Another change in defence is number 5, Chaleta coming in for Dejan Lovren, who is suspended. Spain go into this match with 2 changes as well. One at the back, left back, Gaia comes in place of Jordi Alba. And they have a change up front as well. Number 11, Ferran Torres, comes in for Gerard Moreno. The much maligned Alvaro Morata starts as a striker yet again. And he has the full faith of his coach. And we talk about form coming into this match. We talk about the 9 months that Croatia have struggled. They, of course, made it to the finals of the World Cup in 2018. But it hasn't been smooth sailing for them since.
No, it hasn't, but they do possess the experience and the quality still. And on their day, on any given day, that they can beat anybody, and they'll be hoping that today is the day. They'll hope that Modric will have a big influence on the game. And also, yeah, you look at they've got to be missing Perisic, who's the leading goal scorer. He's a big miss, but you know they've got a good solid team. They've got a good solid squad. And if they need to change, they've got good players to come on from the bench also.
Spain, for their part, just 1 loss in the last 27 internationals, 11 games undefeated now. Form's on their side.
It is, but again, if you look at Spain, the way they played in group league matches, they drew with Spain goalless, 1-1 with Poland, and then they come up scoring 5-0 against Slovenia. So I think if you look at the Spanish side, they need an early goal. I think it's a team which obviously gets confidence if they score early, but longer the time they don't score goal, I think the team does not get that confidence. So I think it's very important for a team like Spain in this match against Croatia, which already is missing the influencer Perisic and then at the back Lovren. So they need to get early goal for their own confidence, like what they did against Slovakia.
Your scoreline prediction for this one, and how do you see this game going?
I think it's going to be very, very tight. I think it will go to extra time. So I'm going to go for a 1-1. And then I think with the younger legs, I think Spain might just do it 2-1.
Yeah, we've spoken about the experience that Croatia have in terms of the number of caps. Maybe tiredness will set in for you, the scoreline?
I would go for Spain to win 2-0.
All right, it seems like the Spanish flavour is the one that is dominant at the Parkin right now in terms of the predictions, but will it be the dominant flavor at the end of the match as well? Spain have had 6 goals scored, all from different players, including 2 own goals. Can Alvaro Morata come to the party today? It is the round of 16 encounter between Croatia and Spain.
Ladies and gentlemen, please stand up for the national anthems, starting with Spain. Please remain standing for the national anthem of Croatia.
तुझे पता है कि ये फुटबॉल इतना पॉपुलर क्यों है? क्योंकि ऑल यू नीड इज अ बॉल और फिर कहीं भी शुरू हो जाओ.
Just like Bitcoin, right?
Not bad, bro.
सिंपल है ना, डाउनलोड वजीरेक्स और सिर्फ 100 रुपए से शुरू हो जाओ.
वजीरेक्स, इंडिया का बिटकॉइन एक्सचेंज.
When you pay your credit card bills on Cred, you earn Cred coins. Use them to claim cashback and rewards. I know this sounds ridiculous.
It's like saying Rahul Dravid has anger issues.
Hey! That doesn't mean you can overtake. Come, man, come. You come.
Could have gone straight and taken it.
इंदिरानगर का गूंडा हूँ मैं.
The power of steel.
Get your mark on. Get your mark on.
The strength of metal.
Get your mark on. Get your mark on. Get your mark on. Get your mark on.
The new Classic Mark III. Get your mark on.
Domagoj Vida, the Croatian defender, said Spain are a great team with great players, but I think they were far better with the likes of Xavi and Iniesta were playing. Now, of course, his is the side with the more experience, because they talk about players, 9 players who represented a 2016 Euro side for Croatia that actually beat a very strong Spanish side. Whether or not they have the last hurrah, we know one thing is for sure: we won't get more encounters of the genius of Busquets and Modric. Let's enjoy this one.
21,500 people inside the stadium. And we're almost ready to go. Busquets there, a man who's seen it all before, lifted the biggest trophy of them all, the World Cup as well as the European Championship. Can he lead Spain all the way to Wembley once again? Junet Chakir, the referee, just waits for the final signal. And then it is Spain who will get us underway. A place in the last 8 at stake. And much to look forward to here. Luis Enrique sticking more or less with the side that suddenly got into gear against Slovakia after that stuttering start, and it'll be interesting to see how Croatia cope. They're missing 2 of their most experienced players, aren't they, today?
Yes, they are. They certainly are. In not having Dejan Lovren in the middle of that back 4, and of course Ivan Perisic, who's such a capable player playing up top. Yeah, so they're going to miss those, no doubt. I think it's an intriguing game on all levels, this one. I think the Spanish team clearly showed what they're about, Simon, in their last performance. It's a real mix of experience with the likes of Busquets and Koke and Azpilicueta, and then you've got some real young, smart, clever footballers in there too that have got it all in front of them. So from their point of view, I'm not quite sure what we're going to get. From Croatia, I do think we'll get a team that are very good at any given moment in the game, but will drift and kind of they have those moments in matches where they just lose their concentration a bit, and that's when Spain could, if they're on it, strike.
Spain settling very quickly here, enjoying good early possession. Koke knocking the ball back is Aymeric Laporte, returning the ball to the Atletico Madrid player, and now Azpilicueta up towards the edge of the penalty area. Azpilicueta, one of those keeping his place in the team following that impressive performance in the final group match. What a great second half to the season he's had.
Amazing, yeah.
And Spain looking to make a really fast start, but Dominic Livakovic swiftly off his line to snuff out the early danger.
Yeah, clever ball that from Laporte with his left foot. Just drifted that inside that Croatian back line. Goalkeeper smartly off his line to deny them.
Zlatko Dalic there in the early evening sunshine, the man who guided Croatia to the World Cup final in Russia 3 years ago, where they were beaten by France 4-2. Here's Garcia, Eric Garcia, who's moving back to Spain this summer from Manchester City back to Barcelona. He's in alongside the Manchester City player, fellow teammate, of course, until now, Aymeric Laporte, who made the switch to Spain ahead of the tournament. Due to his Basque heritage, he was able to do that. Born in Agen in France, and he played for France all the way through the youth levels, but couldn't force his way into the senior international team. But he's settled in very well with Spain. He was even on the score sheet the other day.
Yep, he's a good player. He's a very good player. I mean, it's kind of unfortunate through injury. Started to miss out a little bit at Manchester City, and John Stones, of course, stepped up and started to play extremely well alongside Ruben Dias. So, again, I think top players nowadays recognise that, Simon, that you have to grab the chance when it's there, and he's got one in this Spanish team right now, and I don't see any reason why he should be dislodged from that for some years to come.
Here's Ferran Torres, another one of the Manchester City contingent. The layoff from Koke there, collected by Busquets. He just shuttles from side to side in the middle there, Busquets, helping to conduct the orchestra.
Well, he and Luka Modric will have come up against each other tons of times over the years, for Real Madrid and for Barca, and internationally, of course, as you mentioned, the times they played against each other. So he'll be very aware of those sort of players that are around him today.
This is Ferran Torres, and the support from Azpilicueta. hurried there from Livakovic. Big game for Guardiol there, the player who took the throw, Joško Guardiol, just 19 years of age, the Dinamo Zagreb player, on the left-hand side of the Croatia defence. Under pressure from Koke. Free kick conceded by Marcelo Brozovic.
Yeah, it's Morata it was who just turned that one round the corner. I don't think he got quite on as much on that as he would have liked. Happy to take the free kick.
Livakovic, who conceded 3 goals in the group stage. Here at the finals. Koke and Sarabia, the 2 players either side of the ball for Spain. Sarabia sends it into the penalty area. Up off the head of Ferran Torres. That's Modric trying to help out. Domagoj Vida looking to nudge the ball away from danger and the traffic on the edge of the penalty area. Ferran Torres getting up really well. Didn't quite fall for Koke inside the box.
Just behind him, wasn't it? Just a fraction behind him. Otherwise, I'm sure Koke would have loved to have got his right foot on that and sent that towards the goal.
Croatia got a player down inside the penalty areas. Kovacic inadvertently plays it out of play.
That is Guardiol.
And you can clearly see what he is suggesting to referee Çakır.
Good leap at the far post, wasn't it?
Just a little bit behind Koke.
It is, it's just a fraction behind him, but Ferran Torres really got up early, and in that sort of situation as a midfielder, when you gamble, when you make that run into the box, you can't wait, you have to keep going, you have to keep on the move. You stand still and someone will intercept, and he's just got ahead of it.
What a leap that was.
Wasn't it? Ronaldo like that leap, wasn't it? You know, he hung majestically in the air there. Ferran Torres, excellent.
Yeah, he's clearly playing in spring heel boots today, Ferran Torres. Croatia struggling to get a touch of the ball in the early minutes of this game. Garcia to Laporte. It's a very confident and assured opening front by Spain. Playing in their 7th consecutive Euro. 3-time champions over the years, 1964, 2008 and 2012. They were the first side to retain the trophy. Busquets, one of the players in that team, sends it forward. Guardiol half clears, Brozovic steps in, and Livakovic, an almighty swing of his right leg. Can't find one of his teammates though. Spain picking up all the loose pieces here in the early going. Spending the vast majority of the time in Croatia's half of the field too. Koke, Busquets.
Yeah, playing predominantly in Croatian territory here, Spanish team. Dominating possession. I think we're going to see plenty of this. It's just how this Spanish team manoeuvres that Croatian backline to try and penetrate.
Collected by Cesar Azpilicueta into Ferran Torres. Trying to get away from Brozovic, challenged by Kovacic.
Yeah, one too many, says the referee. Good work from Ferran Torres. Make sure he got his body in as much as you can to try and protect the ball, draw the foul, draw the contact. That's exactly what he does.
Started the first game, Ferran Torres, come off the bench in the last 2, but started this one very brightly.
The last ball that came in from Sarabia was a little short with his left foot. We'll see this time if it's more of an outswinger.
Too dissimilar position as Koke sends it in. And very, very comfortable there. Azpilicueta on the end of it, and Livakovic with plenty of time to see it heading his way.
Yeah, that one as well from Koke. A little short, and Azpilicueta's got no chance there. Spain pushing on really tight and high, which indicates they're not afraid of the Croatian pace. So that's that can be a problem for you sometimes. When you sit and defend, how are you going to get up the field? How are you going to get out? Do they have the pace to really turn Spain around and frighten them? Certainly, Perisic is a hard-running player. They'll miss him in the wide areas, but in Ante Rebic and Vlasic, those guys have got to be prepared to run in behind to stretch. Otherwise, if everyone sits short and comes to the ball all the time, all they're going to do is invite Spain to come and pinch the ball.
Yeah, he certainly didn't have a bad season, Rebic, with Milan in Italy. Scored a few goals, and he's got bags of experience as well. He's played in the last 2 World Cups. This, though, is first European Championship finals. That'll be a free kick for the challenge by Eric Garcia.
Yeah, it was clumsy, that one, wasn't it? He didn't need to go diving in quite that fashion there. Eric Garcia has just skipped past Ferran Torres. Busquets can't quite get it, and he's too tight, can't see the ball. He's so tight, all he's trying to do there is prevent Petkovic from getting the ball.
Petkovic there just nodded off for a moment. He barely moved before the kick was taken. He was a little bit behind the play. The header away by Jose Gaya, collected by Luka Modric, who we saw strike a beautiful goal against Scotland in Glasgow in the last match. Ballon d'Or winner just 3 years ago, Luka Modric, and still very much the leader of this team. Winning his 142nd cap today. Morata being watched very, very closely there by Guardiola. Cesar Azpilicueta, the man who will take this one. It's his second appearance of the tournament today. Just a few weeks after lifting the Champions League trophy.
Yeah, had a great end to the season. Vastly experienced, terrific competitor. Cesar Azpilicueta really is he's always up for the challenge, always up for the fight, but he's not the quickest, and I think that's an area that if Ante Rebic can get some decent ball to his feet, he must. You have to insist upon he takes him on.
It was nicely done by Laporte, sending it out wide to Jose Gaya, and Kovacic getting in quick, and he needed to against Koke, who's been lively and busy in the opening minutes. Layoff there by Pedri. Been looking forward to seeing Pedri play on this big stage today. Of course, did so well for Barcelona during the season. Busquets sliding the ball through. Alvaro Morata whipped into the near post. It was covered by Livakovic, but more early pressure from Spain.
Yeah. Brave attempt from Sarabia there. Clever back heel from Alvaro Morata. Might have been better off just standing that up in the box. Busquets have made a run into the middle. It's going to take something very, very special to beat a goalkeeper from there.
Sergio Busquets. Plenty of space here for Azpilicueta to come galloping forward. Koke. He's one of the players that Luis Enrique brought back into the squad. Was last November. He'd been out for just over 2 years, but now pretty integral to Spain's starting 11 and seeing a lot of the ball in the opening 13 minutes. Here he is, Busquets. Brozovic again. That's not the first time that Brozovic has conceded a free kick.
So clever at that. Sergio Busquets just drops to the floor. Not a lot of contact. I don't think there was a lot in that. And that's why Brozovic showed his frustration.
Swing of the leg by Busquets. Headed away by Juranovic. Koke. Spain dominating the possession so far. They've had 80% of the play.
Yeah.
Guardiola sending it forward. He was looking for Modric.
We're about 14 minutes into the match, Simon, and Croatia have hardly figured in Spain's half of the field. They've been happy to allow the white shirts to have the ball, keep the ball, play on the, get up to the halfway line, and they just believe they want to sit and stay very tight, frustrate, and then at the right time and at the right moment look to counter hard.
Kovacic just flicking it forward there, chased hard, Rebic sending it in. It was Nikola Vlasic racing up to the edge of the penalty area. Garcia. Most given away by Koke. Ferran Torres with a header back in field. Koke. Aymeric Laporte. It's all Spain so far, but they still haven't really tested Livakovic in Croatia's goal. Is that about to change? It could be! It's Koke! And Livakovic is there, and it stays goalless.
What a chance. What a chance. Yeah, you're absolutely right. Up to now, Simon, nice possession without any cutting edge. There they found it. Koke makes a brilliant run. Guardiola sleeps a little bit in the left-back position and he's scrambling across. It's a poor finish. It's a nothing strike, really, in the end from Koke. Straight at the goalkeeper. Has to do more with that from there. That's an outstanding chance.
54 caps for Koke, still looking for his first international goal, but Spain knocking on the door a little bit now. Behind off the head of Joško Gvardiol.
And that's the problem. If you sit deep, as Croatia are, and if you think you can defend in numbers, as they believe they can, then all that changes if you concede an early goal. The mindset has to change completely, so they've got to be very careful here.
More pressure on Vida and Cheleta Tsar in the heart of Croatia's defence. Maybe the chance to venture forward here. Luka Modric with the ball at his feet for the first time. And here's Marcelo Brozovic. Kovacic. They have got real quality in their midfield if they could just get hold of the ball.
They've got three excellent players in there. I mean, Modric always defies his age and plays like a younger man. Plays with the enthusiasm and the ability of a younger guy. Brozovic is a good footballer. Kovacic really gets across the ground well, as we've seen at Chelsea over the last couple of seasons.
That was very nicely done by Alvaro Morata. Breaking the ball free from a very tight corner. Sarabia. Now Koke. He's popping up everywhere.
He is. Great chance that was for him a few moments ago. Brilliant chance. Lovely pass to him.
Modric. Rebic. Perhaps slightly fortunate to find the ball still at his feet. Little flick by Petkovic. Brozovic sends it forward. This is Nikola Vlasic. A rare foray deep into enemy territory here from Croatia in the opening 17 minutes.
Yeah, it's unlucky actually. That pass to Vlasic, that last pass to him, just sent him a little bit too wide and tight to the byline, and he didn't feel like he wanted to just try and stand that cross up. And they've recycled the ball well, they've kept it, but again there, if Spain do play a little sloppily, as that pass from Busquets was, and Croatia get the chance to step in and step forward, they can play. There's no question about that.
We've seen a couple of nice touches from Morata as well, haven't we? I mean, he's a man under pressure, isn't he?
He is. I think if you play for one of the more significant nations in Spain, that you know are a country that have had some incredible times recently. So if you play for one of those nations, you are in the spotlight. You are under pressure to produce, and Morata no different.
Well, there's a nice flow about this from Spain. Ferran Torres, decent ball, great chance. Oh, and blocked there by Domagoj Vida.
Now that is exactly what we're talking about, Simon. That's an incredible chance. What a ball in from Ferran Torres. You got to score that. I mean, he actually misheads that completely. I think that's going back across the goal and going out, yeah, going wide of the goal. It does strike Vida's arm. He knows nothing about it whatsoever, and it's quite right that the referee is saying play on.
Cüneyt Çakır has made the right call there, hasn't he?
What a chance, though. I mean, whether or not he didn't quite see it because it dipped just over someone in front of him, but you can't ask for a better situation, better chance than that as a striker. You pray for one of those. You really do. That's a glorious cross, and that should be 1-0 to Spain.
Yeah, when you saw it in real time, it looked as though Vida was blocking it from going in, when in fact he wasn't at all.
Simon has let the ball slip past his foot. He's had nothing to do so far in the game, and now his first action will be to pick the ball out of the back of his net. That is unbelievable. Croatia take the lead.
My goodness, I cannot believe what I've just seen there. I mean, it's a little heavy, the ball back to him, but for a goalkeeper of Unai Simon's quality, you just control that, and he's just taken his eye. He's almost thinking about what he's going to do with it before he's actually got the ball under control, and before he knows it, it's skipped off the top of his boot and gone in the back of the net. Spain should be 2 up, and they are 1 down. Incredible.
Oh, I've hardly ever seen anything like that.
That's just a lack of concentration. As you say, perhaps born, Simon, out of the fact that he's had nothing to do. I don't think he's even had to put his hands or feet on the ball. Well, he's just woken up now.
And now Croatia venture forward once again, and it's with Marcelo Brozovic. Here's Kovacic. Just gets away from Brozovic, who then concedes a free kick for his challenge on Alvaro Morata. Talk about something from nothing. That goal came from nowhere.
Astonishing. You know what? You have the best laid plans as players, as managers, as coaches. You prepare players, and then that happens, which nobody can legislate for. Unai Simon will probably never do that again in his career, but he's just done it on the biggest stage of the lot.
Ferran Torres muscled out of it. Good play by Rebic. And suddenly Croatia have been sparked into life by that highly fortuitous moment.
But what it makes them do, they will sit even deeper. They will be even harder to break down now, because they have something to hang on to. They're not going to step out and play anywhere. Spain are going to have to make all the running now and find all the answers. Is that an own goal, Simon?
Yeah.
It is. It'd just come off his foot, didn't it? Yeah, it did, I think, at the last moment. The goalkeeper, I mean. Yeah.
So Unai Simon has been accredited with a goal that he certainly doesn't want, and the like of which we never expected to see. What an extraordinary moment. And Croatia haven't even remotely threatened in the game so far.
You can imagine Luis Enrique sitting there now. How difficult it is for coaches in times like this. Now he's just got to trust that his players can dust themselves down, pick themselves up, and find a way back into it. They've shown they can create chances, so there's no need to panic. Plenty of time left. We're not even at the 25-minute mark. We're not even halfway through the half, or just about. So lots of time for Spain to strike back, but that is a shuddering thump for them. It really is.
Their cage has been noticeably rattled by that moment, and Croatia know it. They're looking to profit, and Rebic lays it off to Kovacic. Here's Ante Rebic once more. He's got Kovacic forward on the near side. Now Modric. Suddenly there's a confidence flowing through the veins of Croatia's players as Rebic goes down on the edge of the penalty area, just inside it, challenged by Eric Garcia.
Handball they were claiming. Eric Garcia was on the floor. It looked like it struck his arm. Whether he was just outside the box, I'm sure there'll be a review on that. They'll be taking a look at it, I'm sure, as we speak.
Lovely ball there from Modric. Vlasic tussling, still going.
Great football. He's got the wrong side there, Garcia. He can't get that. He's got to be very careful. In the end, he's done well just to force Vlasic wide. Just can't bring that shot back on target. But it's rattled Spain from being dominant, from being on the halfway line, from being good in possession and bossing proceedings. They have conceded something out of nothing, and now they look vulnerable.
Well, Zlatko Dalic, the coach of Croatia, was honest enough to say that his team are going to need a little bit of luck if they were to stay in the competition. And what a large slice that was.
Incredible. If I'm being honest, the ball back to the goalkeeper, he should do better. Of course he should handle it easily. It was a little heavy.
Laporte sends the ball forward, straight into the arms of Livakovic. And Sarabia unhappy, feeling that he was fouled. Petkovic. Suddenly Croatia look threatening every time they venture forward. Mateo Kovacic with a rising drive. Well, that says something about their confidence, because Kovacic hardly ever scores. But he fancied himself here and he backed himself in a big way.
Yeah, he's always going to step inside on that right foot, which is his stronger foot. Actually, having done that, the shot in the end wasn't a particularly good one. It was always rising. Look at that, it's amazing when you look at the attempts there as well. I mean, it says none on target. Unfortunately, there has been one on target on the Spanish goal and it's ended up in their net.
Ferran Torres will chase. Guardiola comes across. Another good-looking delivery, this time Sarabia on the end of it.
Yeah, it's obviously that sort of delivery is meant and aimed for Morata. Sarabia doing what he should do and get on the back post. Just try and keep it off. There's that back pass. Look, it's gone quite way up in the air. Now, there is no excusing what Unai Simon has done there. You know, and there's an old adage, when you're passing back to the goalkeeper, go wide of the goal. Pass it back wide of the posts. So as if he does do that, if he does make a mistake, you don't end up in the back of your net. But that's just incredible. That's just an astonishing goal to concede. Look at that.
Spain just looking to settle, and they're not managing to do so after that extraordinary moment. Kovacic. Well, this is a period of the game that Croatia really need to make the most of, which is exactly what they're trying to do. Vlasic. Now Marcelo Brozovic, Rebic on the near side. Free kick for Spain.
That's Ante Rebic that's adjudged to have just caught Koke in the face. With that, I think he's unlucky. I think when you're in possession of the ball, your arms are up, your hands do sometimes flail a little bit. But you're right, Simon, this is an opportunity right now for Croatia. This really is. They shouldn't rest on the one that they have. Because, and I'd want to work that goalkeeper. Since the goal, he hasn't been worked. They want to work him a little bit more. Rebic has to be careful.
Now Garcia, Eric Garcia. Forward by Brozovic. Collected now by Joško Guardiol. Challenged by Sergio Busquets. And this time the pass back at the other end of the field, sensibly wide of the post from Duja Čeletica. was rather more textbook than what we saw from Spain in the incident that led to the goal, and the own goal off the foot of Spain's goalkeeper Unai Simon.
We'll see some great goals this tournament. We've already seen some cracking goals.
Well, we've seen 9 own goals in this tournament. There have only ever been 18 in the history of the European Championship finals.
Wow. But we won't see anything as bizarre as that. That was just incredible.
It took a moment, didn't it, to compute that had actually happened. But from a Spanish point of view, plenty of time still for them to come back into the match. Collected by Azpilicueta. The ball worked out wide to Ferran Torres once more, and Guardiola was waiting for him.
Spain are going to need some better combinations in the wide areas. Now, they're good technical one-touch players. When they get wide, they're going to have to do that. Play a little bit more one-touch to try and just get in behind this Croatian back four. It's not always easy to go direct. So you need some clever little smart play with some shorter passes and some tighter areas, little 1-2s, give and goes.
Sergio Busquets into Koke, trying to feed it through towards Morata. Cleared away by Cheletet-Sar. Spain, for all the success that they have had in the modern era, have failed to reach the quarter-finals in each of their last 3 major tournaments. They've got some work to do here as Alvaro Morata collects the ball and Cheletet-Sar stays strong under pressure but concedes the corner.
That's the second time Aymeric Laporte has found a clever pass, pretty straight. Croatia shouldn't be allowing Morata and co to make those sort of runs and get on the end of them. A better first touch and he would have been getting a strike on the goal.
Cheletet-Sar, one of the players coming into the team today in place of Dejan Lovren, the Marseille defender, and there's a free kick inside the penalty area.
Azpilicueta is who clatters into Guardiola, I think, or Petkovic, and just bundles him to the floor. And again, Croatia got good experienced players, Simon. It's not going to be easy, this, for Spain. They're going to get frustrated by stop-start antics a little bit. And then when Croatia want to up it, as we know they can play, they look dangerous. If they were to get a second one, it's going to be a mountain to climb for the Spanish boys. It really is. So the game is really finely balanced from their perspective. They'd love to get back into the game before half-time, but they also have to be so careful they don't concede another.
And they've got to hope that Unai Simon, the goalkeeper, can just try and clear his head a little bit. Correct. It's only the second goal that he's conceded in the tournament, but
get his hands on the ball. Yeah. He hasn't had a chance to get his hands on the ball since it's gone in.
Ferran Torres looking for Morata, gave him plenty to do. Brozovic stepped in. Guardiola. Gets the throw in off Ferran Torres. Guardiola of Dinamo Zagreb moving to RB Leipzig in the Bundesliga this summer, so the 19-year-old's got his big move lined up. Only made his debut actually in the final warm-up game against Belgium on the 6th of June, so it's been a swift rise for him. He started every match since the tournament began.
Well, they've had a history recently, RB Leipzig, of finding and acquiring good talent, and nurturing them and moving them on for even bigger and better things. So good luck to Guardiola in that respect.
Now Pedri sliding it forward and covered at the back by Domagoj Vida.
No need to foul him there, Sarabia. Slip at the line, and was offside anyway. The ball was played.
Still hasn't been greatly tested in the opening 34 minutes. Dominik Livakovic. There was that one really good chance for Koke early in the match.
Outstanding opportunity that really was. It was absolutely perfect for him, and he didn't look like a player that's got goals under his belt, did he, either there? He kind of almost happy to hit the target there, and he hit it straight at the goalie.
Sent away by Laporte, but only as far as Guardiola, who's seeing a lot of the ball. Morata looks to get things moving for Spain. Sarabia chasing hard and beaten to it by Josip Juranovic. Plenty of Croatian support inside the stadium as well. Officially 7,000 of the 21.5, but rather more than that.
Good work that from Juranovic initially to make sure he mopped things up defensively, and then showed a quick turn of speed, didn't he, to get away from Morata.
Modric can't get past Pedri. Two players at opposite ends of their career.
Great pass from Luka Modric there under pressure.
Well, Spain going to show in the last 10 minutes of the first half that they've regained some of their composure following that utterly bizarre goal that they conceded. Garcia, Sergio Busquets, Koke, Ferran Torres in space on the near side, and now in possession. Morata waits in the middle, Koke up on the edge of the box as well. Torres once more looking to go to the outside, but didn't take it all the way to the byline.
Yeah, just slipped a little bit, I think, as he was just trying to drop the shoulder and nip to the byline. And it's good defending from the Croatian boys, who've been pretty thorough up to now. You can see that Spanish players stacking up on the penalty spot. All the black shirts are zoning across that 6-yard line. And the ball ideally is dropped somewhere in the middle.
Koke's delivery. Spain still on the front foot, and it takes a deflection wide off Azpilicueta.
Not sure if he was in an offside position there or not. Actually, I don't think he was, Azpilicueta.
Jose Gaya blasted that one.
It's amazing. Anyone who's sort of just tuning into the game will see 1-0 Croatia, and you're thinking, oh, Modric and Brozovic and Kovacic are controlling the game, and it's been bizarre, really, what we've seen.
Koke nudging it forward towards Sarabia. Beautifully taken by Pedri. Excellent play. Livakovic is committed. It's bouncing around inside the box. Was there a hint of handball as it's blasted in? Livakovic, great save! And there's a chance for 1-1, and it's been taken. Pablo Sarabia draws Spain level.
Well, they deserve that. They absolutely deserve that. That's a great goal from Sarabia. There was a hint of handball from Luka Modric moments before with the initial shot that looked like it struck his arm. Yeah, and the crowd certainly salutes Sarabia. The goalkeeper Livakovic has got drawn out, and then all of a sudden you think the chance has gone away. Then it comes back to Jose Gaya, hits it, great stop, and then Sarabia, courtesy of a couple of deflections, and it goes flashing into the roof of the net, and Spain are back on level terms, where I think they justifiably belong.
And Sarabia scoring his second goal of Euro 2020, having been on target in the last match, the 5-0 win over Slovakia. Well, he made a great save initially, Livakovic, but ultimately there was nothing he could do.
Couldn't do anything about that. And when the half-time whistle goes, the first pat on the back Sarabia will be from his goalkeeper. Thanks, mate.
Yeah, he'll be feeling a little bit better about himself now, won't he, Unai Simon? Spain, who still had, but really, still had nothing to do apart from picking the ball out of the net. And Livakovic clears. Croatia's fans have gone a little bit quiet for a moment or two as Petkovic tries to find an opening. Rebic is there in support.
That's poor, that. It's not tidy enough work all round. Petkovic either needs to give it to Ante Rebic quicker or take the shot. And then when eventually it does come to Rebic, it's a poor touch. I think he's in an offside position anyway.
There is still debate about the first goal, whether it will go to Unai Simon or whether it would be Pedri.
Okay. Neither of them want it, Simon, to be honest.
Collected by Morata. Sarabia, inch perfect. Spain back in their stride with that goal, away by Joško Gvardiol. And there'll be a free kick and an opportunity for them to get the ball into Croatia's penalty area here, with 5 minutes to go to half-time. Sarabia sniffing around, supported by Azpilicueta. Hooked away by Brozovic.
That's those little combinations I'm talking about. That's the little overloads in the wide areas. Sarabia's come out onto the right side now.
There we are, Andy. They've had a little think about it, and poor old Pedri is going to be accredited with the goal officially for his back pass.
The goalkeeper will no doubt give him a little bit of... We'll tease him a little bit on that one.
It's been a good 5 minutes for Unai Simon, hasn't it? His team have drawn level and he's not got the own goal anymore. Back with Sarabia. This is a good spell for him. Spanish tails are up here late in the first half.
Kind of the fog has cleared from their heads and now they're back on level terms, because they would have felt hard done by. And then as soon as they conceded that goal, for 10 minutes they couldn't think straight, but now, now their focus is back.
Well, they've had most of the play, and they've had just over 2/3 of the play. Far more of the attacking play. And what efforts there have been on goal, as Koke sends it into the edge of the penalty area once again, to the edge of the 6-yard box, I should say. And Croatia are penned into their own box at the moment. Koke once more, trying to find Morata. Spain threatening a second before half-time. Here's Koke.
Always tempting, that. That's the position Koke would have taken up 1,000 times, where he's just outside the box, waiting for something to come out. And you have two decisions to make. You either keep the ball, go wide again, and try and apply a bit more pressure, or take the shot. And as we're getting close to half-time, he probably thought he'd have a pop. Couldn't hit the target.
Good work there by Ante Rebic, did really well. Vlasic just forced back a little bit. Luka Modric now in possession. Guardiola on the near side. Kovacic in possession and fouled by Koke. Here's Nikola Vlasic. Rebic through the centre. Petkovic will head towards the far post. It's whipped in towards Rebic, who was nearly on the end of it.
What a ball. Great ball in. I thought Rebic looked like he was the right side to get to that ball first, but it was always perhaps maybe a yard or two in front of him, and goalkeeper gets his hands on the ball at last.
Sergio Busquets. Garcia. Gaia into Morata. Just looking to find Koke in the middle once more. Brozovic's header. Cleared away by Gvardiol. Rebic can't keep hold of the ball. Spain camped inside Croatia's half of the field to close out the first half. Last minute of the opening 45.
Yeah, they've dominated the ball. And as I mentioned, they're quite rightly back on level terms, and I think second half we'll see more of this. Croatia are back, defending in numbers, staying behind the ball, staying quite deep.
It was a tiny little intervention there by Modric the first time, and a beautifully cushioned header the second occasion as Kovacic sends it forward. Rebic races through, and this time Unai Simon was quick to get out to the edge of his penalty area.
Does well, the goalkeeper there. Azpilicueta's a little fortunate. He's ball watched a little bit, and he's allowed Ante Rebic to run across the inside of him and very nearly punish Spain once more.
Just a minute of added time at the end of this opening period, which we're into now. Brozovic will chase hard, but was very much second favourite. Aymeric Laporte gets the ball away, and there'll be a free kick for this challenge by Vida. Well, we thought it would be a tight match, and in many respects, certainly in terms of the scoreline, that's exactly what we've got. But so far it's Spain, other than that one horrible moment, who've really made the running, and that's precisely what they're doing here to close out the first half. Morata sending it skyward.
Lucky, nice football. Some really nice one-touch play there and link-up combination work. This is the Sarabia goal, where Livakovic does well to make that stop, and then a couple of quick deflections actually off the goalkeeper's head. It flies into the top of the net.
Well, that's the goal that brings Spain level at half-time. Pablo Sarabia scoring it in the 38th minute of the match, equalising after an extraordinary opening goal. Pedri with a back pass from near the halfway line, which Unai Simon allowed to slip past his foot. He miscontrolled it, and it ended up in the back of his net. Spain have dominated the play, but were level at half-time in Copenhagen. Croatia won, Spain won.
To be Bitcoin, isn't it complicated? पता है फुटबॉल इतना पॉपुलर क्यों है? क्योंकि कोई भी खेल सकता है. Buying Bitcoin is as simple. Seriously? Yes. All you need is WazirX, India का Bitcoin exchange.
When you pay your credit card bills on Cred, you earn Cred coins. Use them to claim cashback and rewards. Now that's as rewarding as watching your favorite cricketers in a boy band.
Don't forget us because of T20s. In the 90s, we were the OGs. Oh yeah.
मान लिया कि सिंपल है, पर कितने लोग बिटकॉइन खरीदते होंगे? हाँ? टीम के 11 में से 10. और दुनिया में सिर्फ 10 करोड़ से भी ज्यादा लोग. हाँ? तो WazirX डाउनलोड कर और तू भी शुरू हो जाए. WazirX, इंडिया का बिटकॉइन एक्सचेंज.
When you pay your credit card bills on Cred, you earn Cred coins. Use them to claim cashback and rewards. Now that's as delightful as Kumar Sanu selling insurance.
प्यार हो या कार हो, इंश्योरेंस है जरूरी. फिर चाहे कर ले गोरी, तेरा दिल और गाड़ी चोरी.
Guys, इस बार कौन जीतेगा?
डिफेंस देखिए इनकी.
This conversation is brought to you by WazirX.
Mark, in recent years, football has evolved quite a lot. In that time, which forward line has impressed you the most?
Well, in modern football, forwards now need to have pace. if they have that pace, if they have wingers or they have strikers with speed, that gives them an added advantage. If you look at the players nowadays or over the last 10 years, you look at Mane and Salah at Liverpool, absolutely rapid. If you look at Benzema, Ronaldo at Real Madrid, really, really quick. Messi, again, really, really quick. And as a forward line, their speed can dictate the game and bring success.
So speed really does matter, whether it is on the football pitch or cryptocurrency exchange. Trade with lightning fast speed on WazirX, India ka Bitcoin exchange.
WazirX, India ka Bitcoin exchange.
You are Leonardo da Vinci.
Yes.
I'm told you are exceptionally gifted.
I'm a mere apprentice.
I've made you into a god, Leonardo. You cannot forsake me.
They say you poisoned her. You are under arrest. Do you wish to hang?
Only art can take the pain and suffering of our lives and turn it into beauty.
कम बजट में फुल एंजॉयमेंट चाहिए तो ये लो सबवे सेवर बॉक्स में है सब स्नैक डिजर्ट और रिफ्रेशिंग लिप्टन आइस टी a wholesome meal packed in one box.
When you pay your credit card bills on Cred, you earn Cred coins. Use them to claim cashback and rewards. Now that's as rewarding as watching your favorite cricketers in a boy band.
Don't forget us because of T20. In the 90s, we were the OGs. Oh yeah.
The power of steel.
Get your mark on. Get your mark on.
The strength of metal.
Get your mark on. Get your mark on. Get your mark on. Get your mark on.
The new Classic Mark III. Get your mark on.
When you pay your credit card bills on Cred, you earn Cred coins. Use them to claim cashback and rewards. Now that's as rewarding as watching your favorite cricketers in a boy band.
Don't forget us because of T20. In the 90s, we were the OGs. Oh yeah.
Green dreams, it seems, are coming true. Bearing in mind it takes a toll. Descend the rabbit hole and hold on to your soul.
गाइस, इस बार कौन जीतेगा?
डिफेंस देखिए इनकी,
अटैक देखिए सामने वाली टीम की।
राहुल, तुम अपना गेम खेलो।
And the refs awarded a free kick in the last minute.
Sony Liv's broadcast off. Exclusive rewards is brought to you by Cred.
I'm sure you're enjoying the experience of watching UEFA Euro 2020 on the Sony Sports Network and loved hearing the experiences of our top panelists. Talking about experiences, we have something exclusive for you. Cred is a members-only credit card bill payment app. Every time you pay your credit card bills on Cred, you receive Cred coins. You can use these coins to win exclusive rewards or get special access to curated products and experiences. So pay your credit card bills now, like now.
Sony Liv's broadcast off. Exclusive rewards is brought to you by Cred.
To be Bitcoin, isn't it complicated? पता है फुटबॉल इतना पॉपुलर क्यों है? क्योंकि कोई भी खेल सकता है। Buying Bitcoin is as simple.
Seriously?
Yes. All you need is WazirX, India ka Bitcoin exchange.
When you pay your credit card bills on Cred, you earn Cred coins. Use them to claim cashback and rewards. Now that's as rewarding as watching your favorite cricketers in a boy band.
Don't forget us because of T20. In the 90s, we were the OGs. Oh yeah.
The power of steel.
Get your mark on. Get your mark on.
The strength of metal.
Get your mark on. Get your mark on. Get your mark on. Get your mark on.
The new Classic Mark III. Get your mark on.
To be Bitcoin, isn't it complicated? पता है फुटबॉल इतना पॉपुलर क्यों है? क्योंकि कोई भी खेल सकता है। Buying Bitcoin is as simple.
Seriously?
Yes. All you need is WazirX, India का Bitcoin exchange.
गाइस, इस बार कौन जीतेगा?
डिफेंस देखिए इनकी।
First half key moments brought to you by Acco Insurance.
Hello everyone, welcome to our live coverage from the Parken Stadium in Copenhagen as Croatia meets Spain for a place in the quarter-finals at UEFA Euro 2020.
Before he knows it, it's skipped off the top of his boot and gone in the back of the net.
Was there a hint of handball as it's blasted in? Livakovic, great save! And there's a chance for 1-1, and it's been taken. Pablo Sarabia draws Spain level. Half-time in Copenhagen, Croatia 1, Spain 1.
Euro 2020 first half key moments brought to you by Acco Insurance.
मान लिया कि सिंपल है, पर कितने लोग बिटकॉइन खरीदते होंगे? हाँ?
टीम के 11 में से 10 और दुनिया में सिर्फ 10 करोड़ से भी ज्यादा लोग। हाँ? तो WazirX डाउनलोड कर और तू भी शुरू हो जाए। WazirX, इंडिया का बिटकॉइन एक्सचेंज।
When you pay your credit card bills on Cred, you earn Cred coins. Use them to claim cashback and rewards. I know this sounds ridiculous. It's like saying Rahul Dravid has anger issues.
Hey! That doesn't mean you can overtake. Come, man, come. You come. Could have gone straight and taken it.
The power of steel.
Get your mark on. Get your mark on.
The strength of metal.
Get your mark on. Get your mark on. Get your mark on. Get your mark on.
The new classic Mark III. Get your mark on.
When you pay your credit card bills on Cred, you earn Cred coins. Use them to claim cashback and rewards. Now that's as rewarding as watching your favorite cricketers in a boy band.
Don't forget us because of T20s. In the 90s, we were the OGs. Oh yeah. Green dreams, it seems, are coming true. Bearing in mind it takes a toll. Descend the rabbit hole and hold on to your soul.
गाइस, इस बार कौन जीतेगा?
डिफेंस देखिए इनकी।
Kendrick will try his luck again, but now it's Schick from range. Oh, it is a thrilling goal. It is one of the great Euro goals. It's Patrick Schick, unbelievably, to make it 2-0 to the Czech Republic. A moment that he will never forget.
You can't even point the finger at David Marshall there. That is an outrageous piece of skill by Schick. To see, first and foremost, the goalkeeper off his line, but to get it perfectly placed, because he starts it so very, very wide. It bends up and around, away from David Marshall. He's got absolutely no chance of saving that.
Just extraordinary.
तुझे पता है कि ये फुटबॉल इतना पॉपुलर क्यों है?
क्योंकि all you need is a ball और फिर कहीं भी शुरू हो जाओ.
Just like Bitcoin, right?
Not bad, bro.
Simple है ना? Download WazirX और सिर्फ 100 रुपए से शुरू हो जाओ.
WazirX, इंडिया का बिटकॉइन एक्सचेंज.
मान लिया कि सिंपल है, पर कितने लोग बिटकॉइन खरीदते होंगे? हाँ?
टीम के 11 में से 10. और दुनिया में सिर्फ 10 करोड़ से भी ज्यादा लोग. हाँ? तो WazirX डाउनलोड कर और तू भी शुरू हो जाए. WazirX, इंडिया का बिटकॉइन एक्सचेंज.
The power of steel.
Get your mark on. Get your mark on.
The strength of metal.
Get your mark on. Get your mark on. Go. Get your mark on. Get your mark on.
The new classic Mark III. Get your mark on.
To be Bitcoin, isn't it complicated?
पता है फुटबॉल इतना पॉपुलर क्यों है? क्योंकि कोई भी खेल सकता है. Buying Bitcoin is as simple.
Seriously?
Yes. All you need is WazirX, India का Bitcoin exchange.
When you pay your credit card bills on Cred, you earn Cred coins. Use them to claim cashback and rewards.
We are getting ready for the second half at the Parken Stadium in Copenhagen. The teams are tied at 1-1. But are you happy with what Croatia have done in the first half?
I mean, yeah, they'll be happy. They'll be happy going in. You know, they've got a very fortunate goal, didn't they? And they didn't create much before them. But after the goal went in, they showed sparks of what they can do. You know, it's still well in the balance. Both teams obviously need to get the next goal to progress. But yeah, I mean, they'll be okay, and they'll make a few changes as it goes along. I'm sure 70, 80 minutes, and the same with Spain as well.
Do you think Spain need to change anything?
I think yes, if they don't score in next 10-15 minutes, as Don said, you need to bring in Gerard Moreno, maybe in place of Morata or maybe in place of Koke.
As things stand though, it is honours even at the Parken Stadium in Copenhagen. Spain have given us one of the most ridiculous own goals, and it has been a story of own goals at the tournament so far. 9 already. Spain were beneficiaries of 2 of them before that, but right now at the receiving end of 1. Let's see what happens in the second half. Simon Brotherton and Andy Townsend are your commentators.
Finally, they put it in, but good save in the build-up from Dominik Livakovic, Croatia's goalkeeper. Intriguingly poised as we go into the second half, all to play for. Spain certainly have had the better of the game so far in terms of the general play. Andre Kramaric is going to come on for Croatia, and Zlatko Dalic clearly feeling he wasn't really getting enough from his forward players so far. Bruno Petkovic is the player to make way, and Kramaric, who plays for Hoffenheim in the Bundesliga and scored 20 goals in the league this season, comes on. He scored in the World Cup quarter-final in Russia in 2018.
And I think that's a good call, Simon. I think that's a very positive move from the coach. Certainly they didn't look like they were getting enough, and enough was happening for them up front. They needed to make a change. They've done that, been quite swift.
Spain looking to pick up where they left off very quickly onto the front foot at the start of the second half. There was an early touch of the ball there for Kramaric, the substitute. One in the air by Eric Garcia for Spain. A little bit loose in midfield from Koke for once, enabling Josip Juranovic to send it forward. Well, you just knew that there would be ironic cheers. It'll be a pantomime moment, won't it, between now and the end of the match, every time the ball is passed back towards Simon.
Just the nature of the pass back to him, it was a little bit bobbly.
Test of the 24-year-old Spanish goalkeeper. Only made his debut for them last November against the Netherlands in a friendly, but he started all but one since then, very quickly establishing himself as the first choice ahead of David De Gea. Challenge on Alvaro Morata, right in front of referee Junet Chakir.
Yeah, Guardiola never quite getting there. Concedes the free kick.
Same two players standing either side of the ball. Koke and Sarabia. Floated in by Koke, straight onto the head of Vida. Collected by Sarabia. Pedri. Back with the Barcelona youngster once more, a little bit short to his club teammate Sergio Busquets, but Croatia unable to take advantage. Jose Gaya. Good running by Koke, who's been full of beans in this round of 16 match so far. He's got to try and find a way past Mateo Kovacic. Pedri turns away from Brozovic brilliantly and finds Gaya. Spain started the second half very positively indeed. It's almost a continuation of much of the first half passed, and the control just wasn't quite good enough there from Blažić.
No opportunity to counter very quickly. Certainly the first 20-30 yards, Blažić nice and positive, and then poor touch, overruns it. Laporte is there to mop that up. I think Luis Enrique will be pleased again with the way that it's his team that is setting the tone.
Yeah, very much so. Two top players there of the modern game, just a couple of yards apart in Modric and Busquets. Busquets quite emotional actually after the last game, the Slovakia match, his return following a bout of COVID-19. Man of the match performance from him. Aymeric Laporte only as far as Cheleta Tsar, and Pedri trying to just flick it over the back line. Vida blocking off the forward running Koke for a moment there.
I mean, Koke's not quick enough really to get on the end of anything like that. He's always making those runs. Sometimes you make a run like that hoping that somebody else might have a little bit more space. He's always willing, Koke, as you mentioned, Simon, but not going to get on the end of that.
Modric. We've hardly seen him over the halfway line in possession of the ball during the game.
Good work from Sarabia, that. Just pinching that off of Kramaric.
Garcia. Azpilicueta. Koke. It was Rebic trying to win the ball back for Croatia, and Guardiola does, but not fairly in the eyes of the referee. Luis Enrique, who decided he was only going to go with 24 players in Spain's squad, not the 26 that he was allowed, and as has been mentioned before during the tournament, none of them from Real Madrid.
Incredible.
It's been a long time since we've seen Spain at a tournament without somebody like Sergio Ramos in there, but they're moving the ball around well, and it comes from Ferran Torres to the far Azpilicueta put it straight into the gloves of Livakovic.
Just needed something more definite, didn't it, there? Something a little more positive.
Guardiol finding Brozovic, looking to switch the play and find Juranovic. A rare opportunity for him to gallop forward. Juranovic unable to pick out Vlasic.
Yeah, they kind of both made the same run there. Right idea. Just try and drift inside there, Vlasic, and play that cute little reverse pass, but just overhit it.
Aymeric Laporte for Spain. Here's Morata. Azpilicueta dispossessed pretty easily, and again it was just too far in front of Andrej Kramaric. A little more encouraging for Croatia, though.
Yeah. I think they'll have more movement with Kramaric there as opposed to Petkovic. Rebic is wider left, Vlasic wider right. And I think Kramaric is always on the move. He's just that little bit more inclined to worry people.
Guardiol's going to get a talking to here. I think Morata feels that he was trodden on by the defender just as he got up to walk away, because Morata suddenly, his mood changed.
Well, I didn't see a lot there, if I'm being honest.
Not in the challenge. I think it was just before the player walked away. Referee's seen it all before, though, hasn't he? We've got one of the most experienced in the business tonight for this one. This is Eric Garcia. Coque away to Cesar Azpilicueta, looking for Morata. That was Chaletat diving in on Spain's number 7. And we've got an issue with the ball.
Yeah.
Which I think Spain were a bit annoyed that the referee stopped the play there. They were in a good position.
There was a really good position potentially there. Ferran Torres to get that ball out of his feet in front of him and start running at people.
And the faulty ball sent down the tunnel by the 4th official, Andreas Ekberg. The momentum completely gone from that move for Spain, but at least, of course, they do still have possession as Busquets looks for Pedri. And now they can put a little bit of pressure on. Ferran Torres back in, Pedri beyond the far post, Sarabia in, and Chaletat away.
Again, Sarabia getting in at the back post. That was a little better attempt, although I still think he could have done a wee bit more even with that one to make sure that gets across the 6-yard box. It's a nice switch from Pedri.
Still finely balanced, 10 minutes into the second half. It was a stretch for Pedri. Brozovic collects for Croatia. Throw in on the halfway line, which Jose Gaya will take for Spain. One of the 2 players brought into the side today, preferred to Jordi Alba, the club captain of Valencia. Gaya. Well, they've given him a few touches with his feet, haven't they, in the second half, the goalkeeper?
Yeah, he's settled down, thankfully.
Azpilicueta gained a lot of ground there, and Pedri too, driving at Croatia's defence. Ferran Torres, beautifully floated and dispatched into the back of the net by Cesar Azpilicueta. And in that instant, Spain made it look pretty straightforward.
Well, it's a brilliant cross, and all credit to Cesar Azpilicueta for getting in the box, getting in the where it matters, right in the danger zone. But he's slightly advanced in years, and I'll be kind to him there. He's not always one that you'd expect to be right in the middle of that 6-yard box as a fullback, but fair play to him. He's got himself there, and then having got there, then you throw yourself at it, then you make a nuisance of yourself, and he finishes that brilliantly. That's a great goal.
And he got the better of Joško Gvardiol there, the young fullback, didn't he?
The fullback's allowed Azpilicueta to get the wrong side. Can do nothing about that, then can't stop him from scoring. Brilliant goal.
What a time to score your first international goal. What a stage on which to do it. Spain ahead for the first time in the game. Well, he doesn't score very many goals, says Azpilicueta, but that was a really good one and a vitally important one for Spain as they push to get into the quarter-finals. Little reminder, the winners of this tie will play France or Switzerland in St. Petersburg on Friday. Test for Croatia now, and it was too much of a test there for Josip Juranovic.
Now we'll see a different mindset completely. Now Croatia have to respond, they have to push, they have to be a lot braver. Really and truly, from the outset today, all they've done is sit deep and allowed Spain to have the ball and try and frustrate and just counter occasionally. Got to be more than that now, they've got to be better than that. Have they got it? From what I'm seeing, I'm not sure. I think it's going to take something pretty special from them, I think, to get back into this tie.
Unai Simon away. Lovely header down from Alvaro Morata. Interception by Brozovic. Some of the passing a little bit loose at times. Kovacic. You can see already an urgency about Croatia's play, which there needs to be to a degree. They've got just over half an hour in which to get back into this knockout tie. Nikola Vlasic is looking for Andrej Kramaric, muscled out of it. Pedri, who's come into the game more and more, and it didn't put quite so much on that back pass. Not that he could have remotely expected the ball to end up where it did in the first half. That was Koke that time. Well, there's the man who scored the goal. It was a great header, and what a pinpoint cross as well.
Brilliant cross from Ferran Torres, beautiful cross.
It looks a simple game, doesn't it, when it's played like that?
You know, sometimes when players have got time, they don't always produce. The beauty with the goal was that he did have time, Ferran Torres. He had just the composure to pick somebody out in the danger zone. And all credit to Cesar Azpilicueta, who in the blue of Chelsea gets himself into the box from time to time. As you say, don't get many goals, but that's a lovely moment for him.
Well, the third Euro in a row that these two nations have played each other. A win apiece before today. Spain edging the quarter-final in Gdansk in Poland in 2012. Late goal in that one, and then Croatia edging a group game with a late goal 2-1 in France 5 years ago. That's Domagoj Vida on the ground after that collision with Sergio Busquets. Sorry, Gvardiol.
Here's the goal again. Lovely run. Now here. Takes a touch, has a look, and just flights something. Just casually clips that one right into the middle of the 6-yard box, where the fullback makes a great run and makes sure that he protects the space that he's got and that he knows is there for him.
What have Croatia got in their locker? What can they come up with?
Do you know what? I haven't seen a lot of Modric today, or Kovacic really, in terms of possession of the ball. So I think the coach will be looking to the bench for some energy, for some pace, maybe something a little bit more direct. That's all you can do. If you can't boss the ball, and it doesn't look like they're able to do that, then they're going to have to go a little bit more back to front to try and make something happen.
Which is exactly what they're trying to do now. Blocked off by Azpilicueta. Modric looking to pull a few strings. Here's Juranovic into Brozovic. Modric, who they need to get on the ball a bit more. Free kick.
Yeah, and there you see, just couldn't keep it, Luka Modric. Morata picking the ball up and then immediately taking that foul. And that just disrupts any Croatian momentum again. You know, when you think down the years, they've had a Mandzukic, they've had someone like that that they can bring on. And
I'll tell you who they'd love to bring on if they could, who's actually in the stadium, Davor Šuker.
Right, there you go. They've had players like him. But
forward by Azpilicueta, straight onto the head of Guardiol. That was a nice touch from Kovacic. Looking for a little moment of quality, a little something extra, a bit of extra guile to try and prise open Spain. Bring themselves level, and Kramaric will chase. And he'll know if he looks to his right that the flag was about to be raised.
Goalkeeper smartly off his line anyway, to make sure he gets there first.
Aymeric Laporte. Into Morata. Now with Eric Garcia, who we never really saw much of at Manchester City. Very much taking centre stage with Spain in this tournament now as it goes on. Sarabia, Morata waits in the middle. It's in towards Morata, it's headed away by Vida. Guardiol's clearance. And nothing that Kramaric was about to get on the end of.
It's a poor ball that from Rebic. He's given it away too many times. Again, as I say, they can't seem to keep it for more than just a few passes, Croatia, before it's back in the hands of the white shirts. So they need to come up with something different. And I can only think of going a bit more direct, bringing another forward-thinking player on. Maybe take one of those midfield boys off. You need three in there all trying to keep the ball. Maybe one of those boys can come out of the picture and you've got something a little bit more direct to aim at.
Laporte into Morata. Holding off Chaleta Tsar. Pedri picking out Ferran Torres initially on the near side. Back with Laporte. This is Garcia, 25 minutes to go. Still just the one goal in it. Croatia far from finished, though huffing and puffing a bit, struggling to create. Rebic of Milan into Brozovic. Thumped away by Garcia. The little layoff picks out Brozovic once more. And there was no power behind that whatsoever. Unai Simon happy to get his gloves on it. No power from the shot from Ante Rebic.
No, he's had a poor afternoon, Rebic. And that's an awful attempt, really. That's lacking any confidence or any conviction.
Not quite sure what Aymeric Laporte had in mind there, but I guess it wasn't that. Spain just about getting the ball away.
Don't need to go back. There's one pass too many there.
We're going to have changes now, and Oršić is going to come on to replace Ante Rebic. So it's Mislav Oršić of Dinamo Zagreb. He was the player who scored a hat-trick in the Europa League to knock Tottenham out of the competition in the last 16. This is his first appearance of the tournament. Now, what can Croatia create here? Modric with the initial touch. Over it comes. And saved by Unai Simon at the near post as Guardiola tries to squeeze it in.
Unlucky. Decent bit of football. Best bit of football they've played in the second half. 3 or 4 passes that have connected, and Guardiola actually squeezes that shot, and Unai Simon does really well to actually just about get his right hand down on that.
It was a close run thing.
Wasn't it?
Good save by Spain's goalkeeper. What a moment that nearly was as well for Guardiola on his 5th appearance for Croatia.
That's better now. You can see the Croatian back 4 up on the halfway line. Midfield players now pressing to try and win the ball back.
Modric trying to slide it through, looking to try to bring Juranovic into the play.
Yep, good cut back, wasn't it? Guardiola takes a touch and then sort of fires that through. That is a really, really good save, because he's not expecting that one there. It goes through legs and through that little window that he might not have been expecting. He does really well to save that, the goalkeeper.
Chalatat-Sar, who plays for Marseille in France. Guardiola, who brought that save a few moments ago. The play allowed to continue. Unai Simon was there once again to deny Kramaric, but it was another one of those passages of play, Andy, where everybody in the stadium and everyone watching at home is thinking, well, the flag's going to be up here. Yeah. This isn't going to count, but the play continues.
He's miles offside. He's 2 yards offside, and at this level, that's a long way. And I do think when the call is quite a blatant one, I think that rule at some point might need just reinterpreting a little bit. I think when they're tight, of course, I understand fully, let it go, and then we'll see what develops. But if it's one where there's clear daylight, 2 or 3 yards between the forward and the defender, I think it's fairer for everybody to actually call an offside flag there.
Good to see that Unai Simon has seemingly shaken off that blooper in the first half that led to the opening goal. Now, Pedri's got some space here. This could cause a problem for Croatia. Sergio Busquets. Okay, works it out wide. Well, we've seen it for so many years, haven't we? Spain do move the ball around beautifully. Laporte. Morata. Sergio Busquets looking for Sarabia. There's a dominance at times about Spain. In terms of the general play, Koke in possession now. And they've got a free kick as well.
Yeah, Brozovic it is who's chipping away eventually. Foul given.
Double change coming for Spain. And it is Pablo Sarabia who will make way. He scored the equalising goal late in the first half. Another good day for him. 2 goals in the last 2 games. And Dani Olmo will come on to replace him. Dani Olmo, who used to play in Croatia for a sizable chunk of his career so far, until January of last year. In fact, he was with Dinamo Zagreb. So Eric Garcia also comes off with Pau Torres on for what remains of the game. Pau Torres, one of the Villarreal players who enjoyed that Europa League final victory over Manchester United, scored his penalty in the shootout. No doubt he'll be hoping he won't be required to take another penalty today later on. Spain looking for a third goal. Laporte winning it in the air. Morata's there at the far post and puts it in, but he knows that the flag is going to go up. It will, of course, be checked.
Yeah, he's standing by the post, Morata. When it comes back, he knows it. There's no celebration. He knows the flag's going up straight away. The fans.
The fans stayed with it, the wishful thinking, for a bit longer than Luis Enrique, just on the off chance, but it was pretty obvious, wasn't it? This is a good run here by Marcelo Brozovic. Still just a one-goal game between these two. Croatia still with plenty to play for. The referee's going to give a free kick here to Spain. And there'll be a yellow card for Brozovic for speaking out of turn.
Yeah, Orsic it was, who was just trying to make something, having just run it into a little cul-de-sac and into traffic. Brozovic felt sure there was a hand there.
If they, by the way, if they do go through to the quarter-final, Brozovic won't be able to play in it.
It does hit his hand. It's Azpilicueta actually who just knocks it onto his hand.
Croatia making another change, and Josip Juranovic is the player who will be going off, and he is being replaced here by Josip Brekalo, a left winger from Wolfsburg in Germany. He'll be looking to continue fine end of season form that saw him score a hat-trick against Union Berlin in May, at the back end of the Bundesliga season. Well, they've got to do something. They've got to throw the lot at Spain, really, the longer this game goes on. Still over 15 minutes remaining. No foul. Collected by Kovacic, though, for Croatia. Kramaric works it wide. Orsic waits in the centre. Hooked away by Pau Torres.
Good touch, Morata.
Still has Piliqueta's goal. They give Spain 1 foot into the last 8. Jose Gaya is on the ground in the left full-back position as the game continues. But with no one taking any notice of him, he picks himself back up, and almost an awkward moment there for Dominik Livakovic.
Yeah, lively back pass from Chileta Sarr.
Pedri. It seemed a rather unnecessary foul, full stop, but particularly in that area of the field.
Yeah, Brekalo there. There's that back pass to Livakovic.
Something about that end of the pitch. It's tricky, that penalty area, isn't it?
The Croatian boys, as keen as they are to want to try and win the ball back, you concede fouls now. You are giving Spain the chance to reset, regroup, draw breath, run the clock down.
So Gaya back to his feet, but one wonders whether he'll be able to continue in the match. Of course, Jordi Alba is the player he replaced for this game. Luis Enrique taking the opportunity to impart a few thoughts, a quick timeout. Well, this looks interesting. This looks very interesting. It's 3-1. Ferran Torres. That could be enough to put Spain through to the quarter-final.
Great great goal, great finish. They almost didn't look ready for that free kick, Croatia, there. Great spot from Laporte, because Ferran Torres was in acres of space. Look, they're actually still throwing walk balls off the field. I'm wondering if this is going to stand, this goal, Simon, because clearly there were Croatian players out of position taking a drink. Now, whether they should have been doing that, whether the ref blown his whistle, I've no idea. What I do know is that Ferran Torres did everything right. Got there first, knocks it in the back of the net, and then let VAR pick the bones out of it.
And remember, Ferran Torres got the nod to start the game from Luis Enrique today, and he has repaid that faith with a lovely goal for 3-1. And there is going to be a change for Spain. Looks like Fabian Ruiz is about to come on. Jordi Alba is on for Jose Gaya. And Koke is going to be replaced by Fabian Ruiz as well, the Napoli midfielder. Well, another typically busy and industrious performance from Koke, particularly in the first half.
Oh, he always gives everything.
Had a good chance as well, the first good chance of the match.
Had a great chance. He did, but yeah, certainly played his part. His experience was important to keep things going and keep the faith after that calamitous error had rocked them for 10 minutes or so. So he certainly played his part. It just looked like, I think it was Guardiola who was on the far side, Simon, who appeared to be, whether one of his teammates had thrown him a water bottle or he'd gone and got one himself. He was out of position, miles out of position.
Changes coming thick and fast. Now, Ante Budimir, centre forward who plays in, well, he was actually, he's been in Spain with Osasuna. Scored 11 goals in La Liga, including home and away against the champions Atletico Madrid. Nikola Vlasic makes way. And Mario Pasalic is on to replace him. Some more fresh legs sent on by Dalic for the closing minutes of the game.
Yeah, it's time to throw everything they can at Spain, but it may be a bit too late. You know, Dalic may have been better served doing that a bit earlier than he has. He's chosen to do it now. Looks like I think the game's gone beyond them.
That's Morata on the ground after the tussle with Vida. Well, it wasn't the strongest of connections, was it?
No.
Between Vida and Morata. But Spain have the free kick and a chance to put more pressure on Croatia. Going into the final 10 minutes of the game. Fabian Ruiz sends it over. Back out with Jordi Alba. Modric. Cheletetsa. That was up towards the substitute, Ante Budimir. But back at the feet of Spain's third goal scorer, Ferran Torres.
Good goal.
Carry on. Yeah, put it away well, didn't he?
Put it away very well. You know, you could see that situation was on, and he trusted his club teammate Laporte to find him with that big left foot. And once he got across the front of Guardiola, he was always favourite, but it's vitally important to tuck it away and secure the game. And Spain now, through this man, primarily through Busquets, can just keep that ball.
Well, they're very much worth the lead that they've got, aren't they, Spain, in this match?
Yeah,
you knew he'd give the ball away then, didn't you, after you just said that?
Yeah. They've been the better team. They've been much the better team. I think when I look at Modric today, it looks like I think he's playing like he's playing with a group of players that he knows aren't quite there. They don't quite have enough. They didn't look like they had enough at the top of the field, did they?
Pajalic with the initial layoff.
Perisic is a big loss to them today, Simon. You know, huge loss to them because he's great work rate, but as he's shown in the tournament already, he can finish.
He scored a couple of goals, hasn't he?
Yes, he can finish. And that's what they've looked short of to me from the start of the game. You know, Vlasic had lots of energy. Petkovic, as I said, didn't do enough, and Rebic had a poor day. So they always looked like they were going to be struggling. They were gifted a goal to start with, and just haven't really looked like scoring since.
But they're on the move now with Kramaric. Budimir just ahead of him. Referee in a great spot to see those legs tangling. And it will be Spain's ball. More frustration for Croatia just as they were heading towards the opposition end of the field.
See, look, the referee's having a word with Laporte because he did that, look. What a ball. What a fantastic ball. And I just wonder whether everybody was set. I don't think they were, you know. Now, that's not Laporte's fault. He can see the situation. He took the opportunity and the refs let it go.
Yellow card there for Duye Cheleta-Sar for his challenge on Alvaro Morata. He was already on a yellow, so would miss the quarter-final if somehow they can claw their way back in the closing minutes. Busquets, what a lovely ball forward. Plucked from the air by Livakovic to deny Dani Olmo.
Yeah, and Dani Olmo there, that's a nothing sort of finish, really. Could have crossed that, Morata was waiting for it.
Did look like it might be number 4 there for a moment.
Yeah, it did. Yeah, it did.
Budimir. It was Josip Brekalo with the initial breakaway. Still plugging away Croatia, but they're just struggling creatively to find any opportunities. Modric, across it goes. Has it gone over the line? Referee waits for the signal. It has. Just a glimmer of hope for Croatia. The signal was the ball has gone across the line. The referee felt his watch go. And with just over 5 minutes remaining, renewed hope for Croatia. 3-2.
Well, that might give us a grandstand finish. Great play from Modric, who then has got the presence of mind to cut that back. It must go over the line. Just there, yeah, it does.
It did go over the line.
Yeah.
And it was...
Oršić is 18.
The substitute Oršić, who just got the ball over the line. Wow. We are going to have some late drama.
It looks like it, because...
Well, it's a lifeline for Croatia, although they are checking for a potential handball by one of the Croatian players leading up to the goal. So maybe they won't have their goal after all. They will. The check is over. It's 3-2, and suddenly it's game on again.
Look, you know, it doesn't matter how much you're in control, you think you're in control. And all of a sudden, the deficit is only 1 with 5 minutes left. You know you're going to face some pressure.
And Croatia venturing forward once again. Adrenaline coursing through their veins.
Got to get that in the box there, Oršić. It's a good block from Azpilicueta, but get it wide. They've got good numbers in there now. They've got all sorts of players gambling and making runs forward and just trying to trying to get on the end of something, but it's got to come in the box.
And suddenly, Spain are just rocked back onto their heels a little bit here in the closing minutes of the game. Into the box once more. Laporte with the header away. Modric collects. Here's Marcelo Brozovic. He had the option of sending it towards Brekalo on the near side, who does now have the ball. Challenged by Ferran Torres, brought away by Pedri. Almost losing the ball there to Budimir.
Great feet from Pedri, that is brilliant run. He's running right into the thick of things there. Here's the goal again once more. That's where it crosses the line, and Unai Simon can't prevent that from being well over the line.
Scrambled home, a goal to give hope for Croatia.
Thought they got away with it, Spain, you know, for a minute. Thought they'd somehow managed to scramble that away.
Another change coming for Spain, and Mikel Oyarzabal is going to come on to replace Ferran Torres, who capped his performance with what at the moment would be the winning goal if it stays like this. Oyarzabal on to replace him, player from Real Sociedad. Croatia playing like men possessed here now. They looked out of the game a few minutes ago. They were creating next to nothing. They looked uninspired. They were working hard, but nothing was going for them.
No.
And that scrambled goal has given them
and I would imagine, with all the changes we've had, Simon, I would imagine we're going to have a good few minutes.
As Peliqueta with the throw. Out of play off the boot of Chaletatsar. Launched clear by Chaletatsar, forward by Jordi Alba. Minute remaining of the 90. All the fans from Croatia will be looking to the near side, hoping that there will be a decent chunk of added time. Domagoj Vida down under the challenge from Pedri. Will be a free kick here, taken by Modric. Looking for a moment of inspiration or a moment of good fortune. They'll take either. Brekalo.
Got to get it in the box. They're still trying to play their way and find their way through Spain. They've just knocked the ball wide twice there, and each time Brekalo there's just a little impatient, and that's understandable. Even though he's seeing right across the line, he's just desperate to get the ball, but when he got it, he's run straight into traffic.
Croatian fans will be interested to see any second now that we are going into a minimum of 6 minutes of added time. We are not done yet with this match in Copenhagen. Slender advantage for Spain. Jordi Alba. Launched away by Aymeric Laporte. Nicely covered by Gvardiol. Route one from Livakovic. Got plenty of players venturing forward here. Modric nods it down, and the shot goes wide of the goal from Andrej Kramaric. Wouldn't have counted anyway.
Yeah. Just a slip in the middle of that Spanish back four there, just for a split second. I just thought something might open up for Croatia. Kramaric just got ahead of it a little too much. Again, just there.
Fine lines. Brozovic losing out to Morata, initially at least. Holding off Sergio Busquets. Croatia coming again. Kramaric waits in the centre. Budimir's in there as well. There could be another goal!
Unbelievable.
Wow! Marion Pasalic, who's only been on the field for a few minutes, draws Croatia incredibly level in added time at the end of the match. What a comeback! What drama! We are still nowhere near finished in Copenhagen. No idea who's going to win this game. Spain looked home and dry. Croatia had other ideas.
I've just been saying for 5 minutes, if they just get it wide and then trust somebody and put it in the box, they got numbers there. They got bodies in there that will compete for it, and Pasalic gets on the end of that cross, which is perfect. Orsic has just delivered a beautifully flighted cross that's just begging somebody to go and put your head on it. That's exactly what he does. The substitute, there's been so many substitutes come on, I've no idea who's playing where or how they've done it, but they know what they're doing and they've got back on level terms. Incredible stuff.
Croatia's players do not know when they're beaten. They refuse to lie down. They refuse to slide out of the competition. They looked a beaten team 10 minutes before the end of the 90.
Incredible. Amazing. Fair play to them. Full marks for just desperately trying to get back in it.
Wow, and now Spain are going to try to come back, and it was an untimely fall from Morata, and Dani Olmo sends it spiralling beyond the post. Well, that's got everyone talking inside the stadium.
That's astonishing. That really is. What a start to this game, really, and what a finish we've had. With that bizarre moment with Unai Simon to give Croatia the lead, then Spain showed great determination to get back in it, got in front, then looked to have secured it at 3-1. Scrambly goal for 3-2, so you know the last 5 minutes are going to be a bit rocky. And they've rocked, and they've gone under, and we're on level terms again.
Spain had a 2-goal lead with 6 minutes remaining of regulation time. They've let it slip through their fingers against fiercely determined opposition. And we're now staring at the prospect of extra time.
I've been sitting there thinking, what am I going to say to the lads when I get them in and congratulate them, and thinking about how he's going to phrase what he wants to say.
Is there one final twist?
Well,
before extra time? Well, if there is, it's going to have to happen pretty quickly. We've got roughly a minute remaining as Pau Torres sends it forward. Here's Morata. Can Spain muster one last goal-scoring opportunity, or will we have an extra 30 minutes? Busquets. Spain's players must be feeling a real sense of shock as to what's happened in the last few minutes. They look completely in control. Not anymore. It's scuffed wide of the goal. Off the boot of Oyarzabal.
Yeah, he feels he was just nudged in the back a little bit. I didn't see quite enough contact from Brozovic, although it's completely put Oyarzabal off.
That might just have been Spain's last chance to win the game before extra time. We're in the closing moments of a minimum of 6 added minutes at the Parken Stadium in Copenhagen. And those 6 minutes are over, and we're heading for extra time. And suddenly, In the last few minutes, this turned into a 6-goal classic.